Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Clan. Today we'll be talking about how Hedera is powering proof of vaccine protocols and news that Hedera has once again been featured on NASDAQ. On the 5th of November, Yahoo Finance released an article entitled Phoebe Announces Check Vax Deal with University of Nevada Athletics for men's and women's NCAA basketball teams. Phoebe AI Incorporated is a leader in providing real-time data analytics through artificial intelligence to drive customer activation and engagement. Is pleased to announce the company has entered into an agreement with the University of Nevada Athletics to provide Phoebe's Check Vax proof of vaccination. Phoebe AI has directly integrated its CheckVax proof of vaccine wallet infrastructure into the Hedera network. CheckVax's integration into the Hedera network will see the validation of proof of vaccine credentials being processed and authorized through the Hedera consensus service. Phoebe AI has decided to use a DLT network in Hedera to store sensitive information in regards to vaccination status, namely due to the high degree of security and immutability Hedera provides. Hedera's distributed ledger characteristic will greatly reduce the risk of malicious entities successfully attacking a network, which is commonplace in centralized server networks, which make up the majority of networks used by organizations including multinationals. The presence of multiple nodes which are synonymous with DLT will reduce the likelihood of malicious parties taking control of the network, thus ensuring sensitive information and databases related to vaccination status is safe from being corrupted or stolen. Hedera's DLT technology is coupled with Hedera also offering asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. Hedera's asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance is the highest degree of security a distributed consensus system can provide outside of Bitcoin. Through Hedera's asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance system, finality of consensus and, in extension, transaction validation will be reached with a 100% probability if an attacker controls less than 1/3 of the voting power. Hedera's asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance makes it a standout project, especially in terms of security amongst DLTs currently on the market. This factor may have been a driving factor for Phoebe AI to build its CheckVax infrastructure on the Hedera network over other DLTs. Furthermore, Hedera also uses a cryptographic hashing algorithm which makes it compliant with the CNSA suit security standard, which is the standard required for protecting US government top secret information. Phoebe AI's direct leveraging of Hedera into its proof of vaccination protocol adds to Hedera already being involved in vaccination protocols, whereby on the 19th of January 2021, the Internet of Things and DLT provider Everywhere announced that it would be working with the NHS in providing a network for the storage and distribution of vaccines. Upon this partnership, Everywhere has directly leveraged the Hedera consensus service to actively track the storage and distribution of vaccines in the supply chain within the UK. This initiative will see the Hedera consensus service being able to actively track and monitor vaccine temperatures. The Hedera network was selected for this initiative, namely due to the network being able to actively secure datasets associated with vaccine storage to a high degree, most notably through Hedera's innate capability of inducing asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. Hedera's utility into these vaccination protocols adds to a growing list of real-world use cases Hedera's network is associated with. The continued usage of the Hedera network by such enterprises will contribute to Hedera continuing to be the go-to platform for enterprise use, and the network being the most used DLT in the world. Alongside this news story, Hedera has featured on an article written by NASDAQ. The article titled 3 Crypto Moonshots to Get Ahead of the Next Big Thing. The article went into detail discussing the emergence of tokenization across the DLT sector and how tokenization could be used for the trading of goods, namely assets, in a secure and instantaneous manner, securing data and carbon credits. The article also discussed 3 projects which could be powerhouses in tokenization. Hedera was one of the projects openly discussed in relation to tokenization. The passage read, "Perhaps the most underrated cryptocurrency in the world is Hedera, a project adopted by no fewer than 23 major organizations including Google, IBM and Tata Communications. Hedera offers 2 distinct services. Tokens, the ability for companies to configure, mint and manage tokens without deploying a smart contract. Consensus allows users to send event data to verify and track records. Essentially, Hedera is creating a platform for enterprises to deploy blockchain applications. The article also provided insights into how the Hedera token service is already used in real-world applications. The article continued, if law firm DLA Piper wanted to track every time anyone edited a sensitive legal document, they might start with a track changes function in Microsoft Word and use an honor system to enforce the rules. More enterprising IT managers might eventually contact a third-party firm like IBM to manage security, but both of these systems are susceptible to fraud. With enough time and skill, an outside player could break in and change a document without anyone ever knowing. That's where tokenization comes in. By encoding these logs on a public ledger, Hedera removes the ability for secret changes. Any alterations would get caught by the blockchain's consensus function. With Hedera's innate qualities, making it an ideal platform for tokenization, and with world-renowned organizations such as DLA Piper already using the platform, more enterprises may turn to Hedera for tokenization. Hedera's feature on NASDAQ adds to a previous collaboration between the organizations, whereby Hedera's CEO Dr. Lehman Baird spoke at NASDAQ in regards to the launch of SKUX on the Hedera network. During the interview, Dr. Baird was asked for details in regards to the scalability of the Hedera network.
And that's what you guys bring, is scale. Not just all those other things, speed and security, but scale, Doc.
Absolutely. So we bring the scale, and we are so excited to work with SKUX because they aren't taking an existing thing and making it 5% better. You're creating a whole new kind of thing in order to eliminate whole categories of fraud and make the world better to the tunes of billions of dollars. I mean, you're really changing things, taking advantage of our speed and our security, but not just doing it because it's fun, because it's a blockchain. You're doing it because it actually solves real problems in the world, and now you're going to change the way the world works. And I think this is just the beginning. We're very excited about this.
Yep, well, so am I. Folks, I know you're going to be hearing a lot more about this partnership between Hedera and SKUX.
The direct leveraging of the Hedera network in the adoption of vaccination passports adds to a growing list of real-world use cases synonymous with the Hedera network. Hedera is slowly becoming a hotspot for enterprise utilization. Furthermore, Hedera's mention on NASDAQ once again will lead to increases in the exposure of the DLT platform to the mainstream, with the mainstream providing a funnel for more investors, be it retail or high net worth entities, gaining a deeper insight into the Hedera project as a whole. More investors may look into investing into the DLT project. Do you think Hedera will be the #1 platform for enterprise utilization? Will Hedera's feature on NASDAQ be big for the Hashgraph organization? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.